All right, hello Skele Vaderites and friends of Skele Vader. I'm ready to get into this. As you saw from the epic opening sequence for today's video, I got a shipment from Big Bad Toy Store, and I have been looking forward to these two figures for a very long time. As you know from your experience as a toy collector, when something is announced that's new, we have to wait, and that's sometimes quite difficult. But we're patient people, right? We can do this. So then you have a moment where you're checking your shipment status and you notice that the box from Big Bad Toy Store is for some reason stuck in a city somewhere for multiple days, and you think, I may never get these things after waiting all this time. But that's just how the system works sometimes, and they did arrive eventually, and here they are. We've got Masterverse New Eternia Evil LYN. Oh, so cool. And something that I never got when it was in classics form, Masterverse New Eternia SKELCON Warrior. On the back here you see we have Flying Fists He-Man, which I've been seeing showing up in the stores, Fisto, which I've been seeing showing up in the stores as well, and then Evil LYN, of course. And then on the back of this one, nothing. Why? Because this is a online retailer exclusive. Let's get these open and have a close look. All right, so I have these two figures out of their packages, and I'm super excited to have a close look at them with you all. Now, I know I'm a little late to the game on this. A lot of folks got these already and they've already done amazing reviews. So if you're looking for early reviews of these types of figures, you should definitely check out my friends' channels, Kenzo's Creations and Cobweb Collector. And those links are right down below. There are other channels like The Man-Child that I like to watch, and also Pixel Dan, of course, which all of us love to watch. But you should also support some of these channels that are just coming up and need the support from viewers like you. And plus, their perspectives are fantastic. So Cobweb and Kenzo's links are right down below. Now let's have a close look at these things. First, let's look at the SKELCON Warrior. This figure is gorgeous. Something that we weren't expecting from this figure was how detailed the inside of this articulated mouth is. If you can see in here, there are little like souls or skulls or faces in here embedded in the tongue, which is such a cool addition to the sculpt of this. And I want you all to see how great the sculpt around the little red eyes. Really beautiful artistry involved here. Plus the wash over the bone of this beak is really well done. The textures around this guy, really fantastic. This sculpt here is fantastic too. He comes with a little bone knife that's in a sheath that you can put on right here. It's traditional He-Man and the Masters of the Universe shield right there, and a very cool spear and an axe. And both of these weapons come with little carvings on the bone itself, which is very cool to see. This guy is like everything you want from a creepy baddie embedded in this thing. I'm a fan of the baddies, and this guy is right up there now. I have zero nostalgic connection to this type of figure, but because he is so well designed and definitely fits in the Masters of the Universe aesthetic, I am completely on board. In my collection, you can tell when I have a deep nostalgic connection to a figure or a character because there will be multiples of that figure in my collection. I've got my little reaction figure of Evil LYN, and I have my Filmation style Super 7 Club Grayskull Evil LYN, which is definitely one of my favorites of the modern versions of Evil LYN. And we've got the Origins, the first release Origins, you know, with the wonky knees, with the yellow skin. Very, very cool. And the cartoon collection, Filmation style, Origins Evil Lyn, which is even cooler. And of course, the Revelation version of Evil Lyn when she's transformed into Sorceress Evil Lyn. An amazing new design that actually works quite well. Such a super cool design. I love the bat headdress there. And then of course the ultimate, and you know, for those of us that grew up with these figures, the greatest version of Evil Lyn right here is the vintage version. But the first thing I want to point out to you all in this particular version of Evil Lyn is just how incredible the face sculpt and the paint applications are on this face. Mattel is really hitting the ball out of the park when it comes to their paint application lately on the face sculpts, especially their female characters. And that is so fantastic because we need a lot of attention paid to these characters. So definitely this action figure has all the elements of Evil Lyn that we appreciate as fans of this character. I've always been a huge fan of Evil Lyn. I've always felt that in many ways she's the brains behind the operation. Look at that little skull here on her headdress. It's really fantastic. These little details here too. All the shiny metallic blues really allow those elements to pop, which would normally just be light blue. These little skulls down here, like this belt that hangs low on her outfit, is really cool too. Her articulation, as many of you already know, is typical of the Masterverse figures. There are no loose joints. Everything's very tight. And it's cold here right now, so I get a little nervous about bending and changing things out. My only criticism for this figure is that it would have been really cool to have one hand that was this kind of a spell casting hand from Super 7's Club Grayskull version of Evil Lyn. That would have been a nice addition, but who am I to complain? This is an amazing figure, and with her hand out like this, with an open palm like that, really looks very believable. Of course, she has a cape, which is fantastic. She needs a cape. That was a criticism of this particular figure, is that she doesn't have a cape, which she does in the Filmation cartoon. And they gave this one a cape, which is great. This is just an amazing figure. So happy to have her as part of the collection. She really does pay homage to the vintage figure, and that makes me very happy. The vintage version of the wand glows in the dark, as does this one. So very, very cool, Mattel. Great job. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. Again, this is an online exclusive, so do look and see if it's still available on Big Bad Toy Store or wherever you find your action figures. And also, Evil Lyn has been showing up in stores, I've heard. I have not yet seen her, so definitely keep your eye out for this figure or order it online. So keep your eyes peeled, folks. These are amazing figures. I've just recently started making some Patreon exclusive vlogs, so if you're interested in that, the link is right down below. And a huge thank you to my current Patreons, Ace, Julia Honer, MotuOriginsCork, Allison Troy, and Thanos Copter. Thank you all for your contributions to this channel. It really genuinely helps. And for those of you just tuning in because you're interested in this stuff, thank you so much for being here. Do click like and subscribe if you haven't already, and tell your friends about the Skele Vader channel. And do leave comments down below because I love reading those comments. It really helps the algorithm, by the way, I'm finding out. And I love responding to them and hearing your perspectives. If you agree, if you disagree, if you have some constructive criticism, I love all that. I just made a video this past week and launched it yesterday. In fact, I'm recording this on Sunday. I launched it on Saturday, where I'm addressing something that was in my comments. So I'm definitely interested in what you all have to say. You are contributing to this channel just as much as I am. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. It really helps the algorithm, by the way, I'm finding out.